We are at the forefront of a financial revolution, and decentralized finance is just the start of it. I'm going to be showcasing you guys everything you need to know about Uniswap v3 and how you can utilize decentralized exchanges to earn passive income on your crypto assets. With that being said, if you're not ready for a deep dive into Uniswap, then this video is probably not for you, but if that's exactly what you're here for, you might as well drop a like and subscribe with notifications turned on. Uniswap is a decentralized exchange that allows you to execute trades completely decentralized without having to submit your KYC information, without having to give your accredited investor status or anything like that. So the basis of Uniswap is you use your decentralized wallet, which we're not going to cover too much in this video. Simply head over to the decentralized application, you hit connect, you connect with your decentralized wallet, and after your wallet is connected, you're able to execute trades just like that. There's no phone confirmations, there's no multi-step security or anything like that. You just need to keep your wallet safe, and as long as your wallet is safe, then there's absolutely no reason to worry. Now, obviously, if you're clicking on suspicious links and stuff like that, then your wallet is in danger. And I also recommend using a ledger wallet, which is known as a cold wallet. You can also use a Trezor or something like that. With that being said, back into decentralized exchanges, somebody that wants to trade one asset for another asset simply puts the asset they want to trade in the top and the other asset they want to trade it for on the bottom. So if I want to, let's just say, trade my Ethereum for USDC, and USDC is a stablecoin, so keep that in mind. I simply put in the amount of Ethereum that I want to trade for USDC. I click swap, and it will take the Ethereum out of my wallet and put the USDC in my wallet. If you look right here, I'm paying 0.0374 ETH, and I'm receiving 67.75 USDC. It is as simple as that, but you'll notice something. Right here, I'm losing 0.17% on my trade. So let's go and break that down. First off, 0.15% of that is going to Uniswap directly, the people that are facilitating this platform and facilitating this front end. The other 0.05% are going to liquidity providers that are putting their capital up. Now, I'm not going to dive too deep into how this system works, but the basis of it is people can enter into liquidity pools. They're putting up both assets in the liquidity pool. So if somebody's trading Ethereum and USDC, they're trading it out of the Ethereum and USDC liquidity pool. If you want to enter into that pool, you have to put up both Ethereum and USDC. You can select something called a price range. That's the range of prices that your liquidity is used at, which means as long as the price is within that range, you're going to be earning fees on your capital. As you can see right here, I have $19,476 invested into this liquidity pool with a price range of $1,600 to $2,000. So far, I've earned about $145 in fees in just the time span of about a week. This equates to roughly 35% APR, which is not bad considering I only have exposure to Ethereum as well as USDC. But by putting up both assets, somebody's putting in Ethereum, so they're putting more Ethereum in the pool and they're taking USDC out of the pool. So what that does is that decreases the price of Ethereum because now all of a sudden there's less USDC in the pool, but there's more Ethereum. It's a simple supply and demand equation that basically adjusts the price to match that. This is called an automated market maker system. It doesn't match you with somebody on an order book. It doesn't match you with the seller or match the buyer with the seller or anything like that. It simply executes it directly through the liquidity pool system. Currently on Uniswap, specifically on the Ethereum network, there is $2.95 billion of liquidity across thousands and thousands of different pairs within Uniswap. With that being said, the overall DeFi industry is worth $40 billion. So obviously Uniswap makes up for a big portion of the overall DeFi industry. A lot of people are kind of confused how they can go out and find different high-paying pools to actually invest their capital into. And that's exactly where our free tool, BuilderMetrics, comes into play. You head over to the pool section on BuilderMetrics, you select the network that you want to provide liquidity on. We're using Ethereum network, and we have a ton of different metrics to look at. So for example, we can look at Ethereum to USDC over here. We can see the estimated fees per 24 hours based on a $1,000 deposit. We can also see the total 24-hour fees, the TVL, the feed to TVL ratio, the volume to TVL ratio, the volume, and so on and so forth. I personally like to look for assets that have a high amount of fees. In this case scenario, Link to Ethereum has a large amount of fees. Pepe to Ethereum has a large amount of fees. Wrap Bitcoin to USDC has a large amount of fees, and so does USDC to Ethereum. There's also some random asset like Ethereum to Haycoin, which has 35K in fees. This one's coming out to be high risk, and there's also other ones that you can just keep on scrolling down the list. This is the basis of what we do when we're looking for high performing Uniswap v3 pools. But I will mention our strategy is a little bit more advanced, and we're not going to reveal all of our secrets in this video. But we do have a Uniswap v3 mini course. It goes over in depth the 4 different topics: what Uniswap v3 is and how it functions, how to find high performing pools and the different strategies that we use, how to find the ranges for those exact pools to match it to market volatility and actually make sure that you stay in range the majority of the time, as well as how to rebalance your pools to make sure that you are not finalizing too much in permanent loss. If you're interested in that mini course, the link is down below in the description, and we are about to up the price, so make sure to get in while you still can. Now with that being said, I want to take a look at Ethereum to USDC. I'll go over the basics of how you can select a range for your pool. Usually what I like to start by doing is just simply setting my min and max price to the chart high and the chart low. And you can set the chart to however long you want to be in the pool for. If you want to be in the pool for 14 days, let's just say you set the chart to 14 days in the calculation range. And then from here, I'll go on and I'll select a range. Maybe in this one, I'm going to do something like $1,600 to $2,000. And the reason why I do that is because I think Ethereum is somewhat bullish right now. I also know that Ethereum does have some room to retrace. So I set it so it does have some room to retrace, but it also has some room to continue to grow. In this case scenario, this pool is estimated to do a 45% APR, and that's just using the past 14 days worth of data, which is honestly pretty exciting because you have exposure to Ethereum as well as USDC. Now, if I'm a little bit more bullish on Ethereum, I might do something like 2,100. And ultimately, that's going to give me more exposure to the upside for Ethereum and only sacrificing about a 7% APR. And now that I've plotted this out, let's just assume I am in the Ethereum to USDC pool, which I currently am. I have $19,000 in here. Let's assume my range is $1,600 to $2,000. I want to get out before I finalize too much in permanent loss, which means I don't want to get out after I go out of range. I want to get out before I go out of range. So ideally, I'm going to get out at a price point of maybe $1,900, or maybe if the price does start to go down, I'll get out at a price point of roughly $1,700. Ultimately, that gives me a little bit of wiggle room to not finalize as much in permanent loss. Also, what that allows me to do is if there is a pump, it allows me to wait for a potential retracement before getting out of that pool. By waiting for that potential retracement before getting out of the pool, that allows me to get out at a better price and not finalize so much impermanent loss, or some may call divergence loss. Now with that being said, over the past 6 to 7 months, I've been able to make roughly $3,600 off of liquidity pools, and I had an initial investment of roughly $35,000. If you do look here at deposit and current capital, it does so $280,000, but a lot of that is recycled capital, and that's actually just investing into something, withdrawing eventually maybe a few days later, and investing that same exact capital into something else. So these are just showing my overall numbers. So I'm currently invested into two separate liquidity pools. One has $20,000 invested into it. The other one is a little bit more high risk. It has about $15,000 invested into it. And so far I'm doing a 31% APR, which in my opinion is really, really nice considering that I have pretty blue chip investments, and this one that I do have about 15,000 in is basically leverage. Additionally, I have all these other pools that I entered and exited and went with recycled capital, and I have about a 37% APR down here. Now, I will mention that you could do a lot better than 37%. I personally have clients that are doing 60 to 70% APRs. Once again, they are taking on higher risks. They are being more active than me. I personally like to let my capital do the work for me and be a little bit more passive, which is why I go with broader ranges, and I'd rather get something like 35% APR than 60% APR, where I have to actually actively manage that a ton. Additionally, I do have a crypto hold portfolio of about $29,000 that so far has made a profit of $2,800, and I've also made about $550 in yield off these assets, and that yield would just simply come from staking these different assets on their respective platforms. Like, for example, staking my Ethereum and earning that 4 to 5% off of just simply staking my Ethereum. And as I said, we're on the forefront of a financial revolution. Decentralized finance is truly changing the game when it comes to traditional financial system. People want control of their own assets. They don't want the banks to be able to control what they do, especially in an electronic age where the banks can just snap their fingers and take our money from us or charge these outrageous fees. That's where DeFi comes into play, and that is exactly why this system is changing the world. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, as well as subscribe when notifications turned on. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to check out that mini course, and peace out.